Hi Jane, nice to see you. How are you today?
Hi, Sally. It's great to see you. It's really nice to see any human beings, isn't it, at the moment?
Absolutely, yeah, it is indeed. Feel like you're living in this little bubble, don't you?
Oh, I know. It's just really strange, isn't it? Really, really strange.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to working at home quite a bit as well, but it's even if you nip to the supermarket, it's quite nice to see another human being, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Although I walked out yesterday to go and buy the newspaper, and you're walking along and you see somebody and you dive across the other side of the road, or but
Yeah.
no,
We've
it
started to
is.
call it the 2 meter dance because when you're out on your little exercise, nobody quite knows which side of the road to go, do they? They're like backwards and forwards.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, well, thanks so much for joining in with this for us this week. So, what I thought we'd start off with is just sort of introducing yourself and tell me just a little bit about what White Hot Hair is all about.
Okay, so White Hot Hair is a British-made range of hair care products that we launched back in 2013. So it's a capsule collection, 6 products that are specially designed for people with white and grey hair. So a couple of shampoos, a couple of conditioners, styling product, and a Life Shine oil. So yeah, that's what it is.
It obviously works because your hair always looks amazing. So,
Oh, honestly, it doesn't today. I look at it's too long. It's in need of a cut. But I'm not going to take this as to it myself. Although actually, some of our customers have been saying, "Can you give us some hints and tips on cutting your own hair?"
yeah.
And yeah, I'm not feeling that yet. I might get desperate, but we'll see. Yeah.
I know. I think the people who are going to be busiest after this are the hairdressers and the nail bars and
Absolutely. Well,
places.
my other big challenge actually is the dog, because I have bought some clippers that I can actually cut my dog's hair, but I haven't actually braved doing that yet. So yeah,
Yeah, we've hopefully got a few weeks to let things grow if we do
yeah,
have a bit of a hack anyway, don't we? So,
exactly.
tell me a bit about how White Hot Hair came about and your story,
Okay.
about sort of going grey. And
Well, yes. So I'm 62 now. When I was in my early 50s, I dyed my hair all my life, and my hair was very, very dark when I was younger. And by the time I got to my early 50s, I didn't really know what color it was. And I had a great, and still have a great hairdresser who colored it for me. But it had that, what I would call the slight orangey tinge of hair, that actually underneath it all was all grey or white.
right.
And my fantastic hairdresser kind of persuaded stroke encouraged me to grow it out. And one of the things she said to me, because I was at the beginning, I said, oh, I don't know if I want to have grey hair, because like many people, there's so many things attached to it, aren't there, for us? And
Yeah.
we think that grey hair means that you're washed up, you've given up, you're, the grey haired granny. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So I did do it. I grew it out. I had no idea what colour it was. And then when I'd done that, I started to think about how I wanted to take care of it, because it's the texture is different, keeping it looking fresh and clean and all
Yeah.
of that. And I couldn't really find what I wanted, and also a brand that I felt was upbeat and positive, which was the way I felt about my hair. Because at the end of the day, it is just a hair color. And yeah, so I created White Hot. I've got one here, just that you know
Oh,
what it
wow.
looks like. And I found fantastic manufacturers in Yorkshire who still make our products today, and just launched it. And we've just been slowly growing ever since then. And we've got some fantastic loyal customers who love it. And yeah, that's our
Well,
story.
brilliant. First of all, you look great for 62. So,
Oh, I'm probably way too close to the camera. I should have put a little bit of Vaseline on it.
is that the
Yeah.
trick?
I don't know. Probably not in the modern world, but anyway.
Well, you look great anyway, and your hair always looks amazing. And like you say, it's just by going grey doesn't mean you still can't be yourself and you can't be a
Oh,
little bit
absolutely.
funky and still look modern and everything. But it's all these stereotypes and how
Yeah.
people start to view just because whatever colour your hair is. So yeah. So
Absolutely.
talking about sort of lockdown and might be
Yeah.
the time that people might think, oh, let's give it a go. I mean, I'm actually quite glad that I've got a few grey hairs actually, because today would be the day that I go and have my hair coloured. It's in my diary.
Yeah.
So now's the test, isn't it, to see how
Yeah.
how long we can go. So So
Well,
really just a few tips about
yeah.
how to go about it over this next few weeks if you were sort of thinking about it.
I mean, what I would say first of all is that certainly if you're blonde like you know, a few silvery strands coming through, you know, you're hardly going to notice it, are you? I think the people, and we've had quite a few people talking about it in our on our sort of social pages and so on. Because if you've got dark hair, particularly if you've got straight dark hair, you know, maybe longer, maybe in a bob, you know, and you start to see what people would call the skunk line, the white line coming through, you know, people are really kind of bothered about that, you know. I think there has been a huge surge in people desperate to buy hair dye and things before they were locked down. But I mean, the first thing I've said to anybody who's asked, look, you know, if ever there was a time to do it, you're not going to see many people and you want to start to grow it out, or even just get a sense of how much you've got. Because actually, if you're always colouring it, you never know. And sometimes people start to grow it out and then think, well, you know, actually there isn't very much and I'm not really bothered about it. So there's that bit first. I think then I would say to people, it's, you know, it is a great opportunity just to get a bit of a sense of that. And also to kind of just play around with what you want to do with your hair as it's growing out. So, you know, I haven't got long hair, so it was relatively, my hair is you know, layery, so it was not too difficult to grow it out, and my hairdresser blended a few sort of colours in as I stopped dyeing it. But you know, it's a great time to experiment with everything from headbands to, you know, different styles and pinning bits up and doing things with it, because you can experiment, can't you, at home, and nobody's really going to see you. But yeah, we've seen a big surge in people saying, I think I might now give it a go. And yeah, I think now is as good a time as any. But of course, you know, probably in 3 to 6 weeks, 8 weeks, who knows, you're not necessarily going to see you know, the full extent of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm quite lucky. My hair grows, well, I'm not lucky in this time at the moment. My hair grows really quickly, but I can imagine some people whose hair does grow relatively slowly, that they might struggle over this next few weeks to get a bit of growth. And I think, like you say, is that a little bit of root almost shows up even more, doesn't it? And actually it sort of blends in a little bit more when you've got a little bit more root. And actually having roots at the moment is quite a fashionable thing anyway, isn't it, with all the different dipped up.
I think, and the other thing that I was saying to somebody the other day is that when you first start growing out your dye, the first few weeks, people, I think my own experience was, people think, oh, I wonder if there's something going on in her life. She must be letting herself go. Do you think she realizes that you can see her grey roots or all the rest of it? One of the positive things about what's happening now is that there's a bit of a national conversation going on about it. And also people aren't just going to look at you and think, oh gosh, Sally, did you realise your roots need doing? People all talking about it really openly, and people are talking about all sorts of things, aren't they? From eyebrows to eyelashes to fake tan to absolutely everything. So now is at least a time when you can do it and say, this is it. This is, you know, I'm not having a midlife crisis. I'm just locked down. I can't get to the hairdresser and I'm giving it a whirl. So it's probably quite a good time to give it a shot.
There's probably more things to worry about in the world.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, gosh, I keep saying, honestly, if the only thing we've got to worry about is our hair or our fake eyelashes, then we've really got nothing to worry about.
I know. So is there anything you've been doing differently with your hair then? You talked a bit about trying different things. Have you been doing anything different with yours?
Well, one thing I had rediscovered, only because my hair's now a bit too long and a bit floppy, I found my old Velcro rollers that I haven't used for absolutely ages, and just been sticking them in, you know, after I dried my hair to give it a little bit more body. Yeah, that's probably one of the things I've done differently. But the other thing I've been saying to people is just do keep washing your hair, do keep drying your hair, do keep, you know, looking after it, because you're going to feel better. But one of the other things is that if you use heated styling tools, if you've got white hair, if you use straighteners and so on, they can make your hair a little bit yellowy. So it's a really good time to let your hair dry naturally, not do as much to it actually, and be gentle with it. So that's also, you know, it's a good thing to take time to do whilst you're not necessarily going anywhere.
Yeah, and also it's been quite nice weather. We've been lucky with that. I mean, God knows what it would have been like if we'd had really bad weather this last few weeks.
Oh, absolutely.
So the sun can have quite a bit of an effect, can't it,
Yeah, the sun can make your hair yellowy, definitely. I mean, you know, when you've got, I mean, everybody's hair gets grubby, but when you've got white or grey hair, you know, it's a bit like running a grubby finger down a white wall. You know, you will see that on your hair. But you know, sun, chlorine, but you know, can make your hair have that slightly yellowy tinge. Heated styling, as I've said. So if you are going out in the sun, keep it covered up. But yeah, I think we all need to try, if we've got the luxury of being able to step outside once a day, particularly at the moment, I would say go for it.
Yeah, great. So in your range of products, you've got some great styling kit as well, and I love the idea of the shushing cream.
Yes, it's my favourite.
Yeah. So what sort of things do you suggest from your styling range, just to have your sort of day-long beautiful hair? Because I know, I mean, I could go and style my hair now, and in 2 hours it'll be as flat as a pancake. We've all got different things that we have to deal with, haven't we? You know, some people, if you've got straight hair, would look curl. People with curly hair want straight hair. We're never satisfied. It's a bit like people who come in the shop, they're never satisfied with their bodies, are they? So
no.
if you just show me a few things that you've got that sort of work really well for you.
Well, I think for me it is shushing cream, because I have shorter hair and I like my hair to be really messy, because as you can tell, it's messier than usual today, I have to say, because I feel that if I want my hair, I want my hair not to feel too done. So I use a little bit of shush. Oh, I'm sorry, I've just poured it all over my computer. It came out a little bit too fast, but I would put that on my fingers and I would just work it through my hair, and it just gives my hair I mean, it probably looks absolutely terrible now, I can't even see myself in the camera, but I just like to work that into my hair, just to have a little bit more you know, sort of body and oomph. And you know, a lot of people, what they find once they do stop dyeing their hair, or perhaps as they've got a little bit older, their hair might feel a bit limper. The other thing that's fantastic for is bedhead. You know, if I wake up in the morning, my hair, by the time I've slept on it overnight, might have a flat piece here, a piece sticking up here, and if I don't want to wash it, I can work it right into the roots and sort of reshape it, which is really useful. Our Life Shine oil is a lovely multi-purpose oil, and that's great for longer hair or shorter hair, and you can use that on damp hair or on dry hair, and that will just give you a lovely sort of gloss. And the other thing I've been saying to people is, if your hair's a bit long and you've got a short hairstyle, you know, slick it back behind your ears, either with shushing cream or use the Life Shine oil, and really sort of, you know, slick it back and create a different, you know, a different sort of look. And as I say, if you're not going to see anybody except your buddies on Zoom, you'll be fine.
Brilliant. Well, thanks so much for today. I've really enjoyed speaking to you, and it's nice to see a different face as well, isn't it?
Yes, I know, and I feel terrible. My hair probably does look a terrible advert for my own products, but let me off the hook.
Yeah, well, we'll pop a little link after this video as well, so people will know where to find you as well. And
thank you, Sally.
Some great images and quite aspirational pictures on your social media as well, so it would be nice if people give you a follow on that as well. So well, you take care, look after yourself.
Thank you.
And hope to catch up soon.
Yeah, I hope to see you in your lovely shop soon, to buy myself something nice to wear when I'm released from captivity.
Well, your scarf's looking great anyway, so
thank you.
All right, thanks then, Jayne.
Okay then, bye.